Here we go. These are our comps for this game, and I cannot wait to see what happens. Blastoise is back on the field here with Adesu playing it, and I don't think we can state enough how well Adesu has been playing here for Komai Esports. So many different roles they've been playing, whether it has been the defender role, the speedster role, or the attacker role, and that can't be stated enough here.
No, but they're ready to go and they're going in. Talonflame going to be taking the central lane for the side of Komai. Scyther going to be doing it for the side of Engage there, and that's exactly what you want to see. You got to get that level 5, but Hoopa says, you know what? Excavalier, that's a red buff. That belongs in my pocket.
I like trying to, give this experience to multiple Pokemon. We're going to come in with that red buff on the side of Greg here, trying to limit Narami. It's so difficult to deal with this Ponyta early on with the speed that it has. Get level 5 on this Lucario, and you'll have a much easier lane.
Yeah, we're already keeping the pressure on the side of Engage, though, because we're keeping them starved, keeping them a little bit out there. But look at the Lucario. We're able to lock that in. That's, in fact, what you want for those Natus. And you're picking up the pretty purple pony.
Oh, I gotta say, I love Hiyori's Cypher, so I'm excited for this one. Aslan here really pulling the attention of this bottom lane. Adesu with those cool glasses on will find the KO there right now. Meafield trying to pull the annoyance out of this Crustle. The 850 spawn on in. Volto comes through on the Lucario. They find the KO on the Talonflame. They find it on the adorable Torchic as they continue to look for the KO against this Ponyta. They get away with that sliver of HP, but Engage get plenty of stats.
Yeah, it's a lot of points, and most importantly, it's a lot of experience that's swinging by Engage there. Ever since the experience changes that happened before the end of the year, scoring has become more pivotal because it gives you that extra bump of experience that you might be dropping by having a lane partner with you. So that is absolutely crucial. And me, Phil, oh gosh, bless you with that Electro Ball.
This is why people love Meatfield's Mew. It's one of the best in the region, and it's just exciting. Right now, they're left down there to defend against the two pressure from Komai Esports. We do have Iori coming down here. Oh, a good push coming out from the War Tornado, but they do get KO'd. At least saves their Fletchinder at the moment. Regidrago being ripped by Engage. Trying to get in. Is this Rapidash? They just missed out on the opportunity.
Yeah, Narami's so close yet so far. Not able to clutch up that Regidrago there, but we are now hitting the 720 birds, the next mini objective about to hit the field there, as we're now 23 seconds away from the first lane objectives.
Komai's finally got their fly online with their Talonflame. Makes it easier to secure all of this. Down here, though, Aslan is just in the face of Adesu and Gek, trying to get all that damage thrown onto the Lapras, allowing Meafield to get some good hits in the back line. They do manage to grab that one. It looks like Aslan is going to go down here, but it's all about getting the experience onto their ranged attacker.
Yeah, the great secure there by Meafield there. We do have Utal going up there at the top there. Sorry, that's not. Oh my gosh, I'm getting my names mixed up. No, that's Volto. That's Volto. I'm looking at the names there. I'm still trying to memorize the players and the Pokemon and the names. And I'm sorry I messed that up, but Volto, the deadly on that. But here we go. We got Gatlu coming in the back there. We're looking for the flame sweep arrows. Are trying to take that down. Not able to find a KO, but we do find it on Greg.
And this is Hiyori's Cypher, buddy, as they pull out the green illusion dive. They get 3 KOs for their effort. I know Lapras finds one as well. And Engage have dominated that bottom lane. They get the Lecky in. They take the leading point. They rotate up to this Regirock. And look at Volto set up ready for an ambush.
Yeah, Komai there went and just said, you know what, here, have a little slap. And Engage just said, we're going to clap back 2 hands. Get it gone, get it done. We have Gatlu trying to go in and trying to take down the Lapras there. We do find the connection there with the Blaze can take it down. We're going to be looking at Mega Lucario there, and that's going to be Volto looking to grab it up, but no! It's going to be all of that juicy experience going into the hands of Komai Esports.
Gotta try and grab as much out of this Mega as you can, and that's exactly what Volto just manages to do. Did lose a lot of that experience. Goodbye, Blastoise, sending 2 Pokemon back to Nurse Joy. That's definitely a good amount of pressure out of that Mega.
Engage has the level lead for sure right now. Level 9 on the Hoopa. That's incredible. They have the rings unbound. They have access to it. Level 12 on Volto there as or on the onto the Cypher there as well. That is absolutely devastating there. But we do have Gatlu on the Blaziken. We're looking for a way to get into there. But we also have Aslan ready to zone out.
Oh, okay, so Volto's going to go on the retreat at the moment. We do have that Lecky about to spawn in 20 seconds. Engage trying to hold down this bottom lane, but the entirety of Komai is coming down here, leaving Blastoise to defend the top pad. They find the KO on Aslan, and unfortunately, that is way too much pressure for them to do much more down here. Trying to get away is Hooper, but they're not able to, so they have given this bottom lane over to Komai Esports, and that's exactly how you alleviate pressure in a game.
Yeah, we do have that Toast there onto the Talonflame. They're going in to secure the Regieleki and Gatlu. They're both in the bottom there. We can kind of guess that from the side of Engage, but Komai Esports keeping the pressure on. They're saying this central lane, this is going to be mine. But Volto just says, hey, you know what? I got a Greg, and I'm going to grab this KO.
Ooh, managing to get the focus band off Narami here, but this is why this Rapidash is so difficult to deal with in any game. The speed it has, the capability of dodging. Rubble Rouser is going to be pulled out here, trying to deal with Hiyori on this Cypher. These 2 defenders, they pull up the Talonflame, looking to find the execute. Triad Blitz will go down, but the Green Illusion Dive is used here, Jonathan. They've just got 3 Unite moves to take down 1 Cypher. That is an incredible effort and a great use of pulling out the resources by Engage.
Yeah, and they got a huge 44 over in the bottom there. They're keeping the scores close. They might have lost the lead, but that doesn't mean that they're going to fall behind too far. They're definitely going to make sure that Komai feels the pressure as we're going to be going into Kyogre here, or Groudon, sorry, within the next 60 seconds.
I can't believe how many Unite moves they just used on Hiyori. Absolutely ridiculous. As they go for the rip here on the Regice. Toast and Gek will get this uncontested. They have now taken the lead on the side of Komai Esports, but this has been an impressive showing from Engage so far, and it's all going to come down to the final fight as we expect here in Pokemon Unite. Right now, though, they are definitely struggling to deal with the Cypher-Lucario combo of Komai Esports.
Komai's taking the power position in the bottom here. They got 20 seconds on the wait before the objective. They're trying to scout out where Engage is, maybe to look for early picks, try to get that there, but it's not going to work because Engage is not there yet. They know what Komai's going to try to do. They're going to take their little bit of sweet time there. They got 5 seconds until it spawns in there, and Engage has finally shown up to it.
Let's see whether they want to push this. 20 seconds before we have that objective on the field. Definitely don't want to compete for it just yet. So people are going to rotate into the central area. That was Hiyori spotting them in the bush. They are hit onto the side of the wall here. Maybe caught out. What a Hooper portal from Greg allows them to go back and get healed. If that was going to be a pick, it's Komai Esports game from that point on.
Yeah, it was, but great job from Greg setting up that portals. They're allowing Hiyori to go heal. That is not a player. That's not a Pokemon you want taken down right now. That would have been a massive timer. But look at this as well. The Crustle doing the same thing that we saw in the last set from BH3. Taking notes from Megu, putting down the beat down right there. It looks like we're going to be trying to find our first pick on the Lapras.
Gotta go in now that cooldown is on Fly. It's such a long cooldown. Aslan, though, has to go and get some health. They're gonna get away here. Lapras Express is gonna be used if they can find Narami. Try out Blitz here for Aslan, but right now, Engage. They're taking fights across the entirety of this map. Hiyori trying to deal with Blastoise here. They've used the Green Illusion Dive. Gekakami was so weak, but they dive in with a Rubble Rouser, and that picks up Lucario. Engage and now on the back foot. Needful will use Mystical Mirage, looking to find the KO onto the Blaziken. Doesn't do just that. Flame Sweep will come through. Still not able to find any KOs with that either, but the rip on Groudon is now here. It's Hiyori that has to back up away from this Blastoise. They're getting so weak. Greg trying to heal as many of this team as they possibly can right now. The rip continues. Massive beam comes through, but it's Komai Esports that secure it off the back of Toast's Fly.
That's 221 to 173. It's between the Hoopa and that Lucario. They got to hold the line against a 5-man army of the Komai Esports. Lucario's going to get taken down. That's going to open the pads up for scoring. 405 to 173. 25 seconds left. Not a man on the field except Lapras alone. Game number 1 is going to Komai.
And that was a close one, to be fair. I feel like, this could go to a game 3 this set. INGAGE were very dominant in this game, especially Hiyori on this Cypher. But it was all about Komai's way of approaching the final objective. As soon as they managed to find that one important pick, that was going to be too tough to deal with. And the difficulty is INGAGE. They just cannot handle Crustle in that fight. They got Gex so weak, but then Rubble Rouser gives you so much HP back, so much shielding, and you do simply not have enough damage to deal with Gex, especially when Volto gets KO'd.
All of them want to put me in the hospital. I mean, yes, we got Nurse Joy to heal me up, but holy heck, they want me.
Here we go, buddy. This is it. It's game 2 between Komai Esports and INGAGE. If INGAGE take this, we will go to a game 3. And as expected, central area is going to be Ceruledge and Talonflame here.
Yeah, you want to get those level 5s online soon as possible there. Not as strong as a gank they're coming in from the Talonflame on the Flinchinder, but Ceruledge gets that evolution at 5, gets its first move, and that is where it's going to really start shining. And it's going to put a lot of pressure on Komai. So you've got to get things going. You got to get going hard, especially to try to put this Magic Hurt behind.
Yeah, okay, so it's all about a battle of that level 5 in the top side. If Volto gets it early enough before we see Gatlu hit that Mega Gyarados, it'll be much easier for them as they do manage to drop a decent amount of damage there. But here comes the acrobatics from Toast, and Greg protects them with taking that damage.
Yeah, we're still diving in. We're still looking for that Mega Gyarados there, but it's not in the Gyarados by 9 minutes, and that's exactly what INGAGE wants. They don't want to see that coming in right now. The gank's already coming in there. We have Hiyori moving into the top with Aslan. They're trying to do the 4-man there. They won't make it for the birds, but they are going to make it for the KOs.
Alrighty, they do grab a decent amount of that. Hiyori's got Bitter Blade that they're using here. So Phantom Force Bitter Blade is going to be the combo. Aslan looking to get a stack of 6 in here. They're able to do so. I love the rotation from INGAGE in this one, trying to make sure that they can limit what Gatlu can do on Magikarp early enough. But look at that effort meter. Not too far away from being able to hit Mega Gyarados at the 8-minute mark. Really important portal. What an effort coming out from Narami just to try and stop Buzzwole going home.
Yeah, that foul play was going to be able to take you by surprise. That does mean no mean look, so Hiyori's going to have a little bit of a free ride there when it comes to the Revenant Run usage.
Having this Gyarados online now just means the early game is going to be so much easier for Komai Esports. They have access to Fly as well. INGAGE haven't quite got to the stage of this early game that they were looking for right now. We do see Ceruledge coming in, looking for the Bitter Blade here. Does get it with the passive onto Umbreon. Gatlu waterfalls their way out of there, but this is as close as it's going to get with these KOs so early on.
Yeah, we're going to be trying to we're going to try to get some KOs early on there, but Regidrago's sitting there like, bro, I've been here 30 seconds. Nobody's even looked at me. I feel a little bit ignored here. Can somebody group up? And the teams are saying, no, we're going to play a stalemate. We're going to watch each other, and we're going to be grouping down to the bottom with Komai Esports.
Love that they were recognizing the push from Komai there on the side of Mifel with that shield, but too many players from Komai down in this bottom lane will allow them to get those points in. Counter to it, though, they did just leave Gatlu in the top lane like Komai likes to do. INGAGE recognized that. They managed to find the KO, and they go score plenty of points themselves. So, as expected, with this invade, we are going to see both of them just counter laning each other and keeping this a very close game.
Registeel now in the pocket of Komai Esports. Narami being an absolute nuisance on INGAGE. They're trying to take whatever they can away from them. Doing a good job of just being there and just being like, you know what? Yeah, let's get vision. Let's have a little party there. But Hiyori says none of that. Bitter Blade, true damage combo coming in with the Phantom Force. Going to take it down, and Regidrago's finally getting some love.
Gonna be taken by Komai there. I like that. Narami has so many people from INGAGE around them. Just go for the rip on the Drago. Narami knows they're gonna go down, but they try and hold their strength as long as they possibly can. That works for them there. Now they want to push down into this bottom pad. It's left on 4, trying to see if he can get a decent overcap. Recognizes that a Hiyori is here on the Cerulean. Narami, again, pulling the attention of her Hiyori. A massive rock tomb here. Tries to keep them out, but they do manage to get in using the Phantom Force.
Yeah, we do have Unite moves on each side there. We have the Mega Gyarados online along with the Talonflame Umbreon just ticking in as well. Cerulean has it in the pocket along with the Buzzwole there as we're looking for a way to engage. Nice pick there from Aslan, looking to grab the Rapidash there without that buff. Go in with the Triad Blitz. Aslan locked in. Now we have Hiyori on the run. Smart Strike coming in, but there's the Phantom Force to duke it out.
Again, this Crystal proving to be such an issue, but I do love the Ice Fangs. They're so much better here for INGAGE. Really trying to find those speedsters as well. It just gets broken on that pad as Komai are not too concerned. Revenant Rend comes through, does connect onto Free, but they get nothing else out of it as the rest of the team isn't here. Greg tries to save Hiyori, but not able to get onto that portal.
Yeah, the Bitter Blade with the portals, not enough to save them. They're taken down now as more lane objectives about to come in. 10 seconds for the top, 3 seconds for the bottom, and it looks like we are going to be gathering in the top there for the side of INGAGE.
Yeah, recognizing that they don't have that T1 pad down in the bottom lane to play off, so they're going to have to give that Reggie over to Komai Esports, and they're going to take this Regieleki here. That's unless Narami has something to say about it. They've just got Wish onto them. Now they do have displacement, but no, it's going to be locked in by Mifil here, and we already see them coming straight up on the Rapidash.
Yeah, we're already locking in and taking them down 149 to 95. 4 minutes left in the game. 2 until that big old massive objective comes in there. That big old dragon or titan or whatever map we're on. It's not going to be the Kyogre, the giant ogre fish themselves coming in as well. That's going to be massive. Turn off those shields, turn off those pads. That's exactly what you want when you push them up.
We just had a 20-second stalemate between Mamoswine and Talonflame in that bottom lane, bro. Both just staring at each other, trying to dare Talonflame to score that 50 dunk. Eventually, they do decide to go back into their own lane here. Aslan is back here now as well, ready to help with any push that INGAGE wants to take. Right now, though, they're just desperately absorbing as much of this farm as they possibly can, knowing they need to catch up on some of these levels. Gatlu has hit level 13 here, and Greg lets loose. They're going to use the free 30 mark to push this T1 pad as a squad. They haven't got Buzzwole through the portal just yet. Looks like they want to go and put pressure on that T2 pad instead. INGAGE throwing everything they've got, but they need to be quicker with it. We do have Mystical Mirage use as well. Manages to pull out the Dragon Current here, and they've got Mega Gyarados to deal with. In the meantime, Aslan has been soloed out, and Komai Esports just deal with the threat from INGAGE with ease.
I respect the idea and I respect the plan, and they got the 40 in from the Buzzball, which puts the score at 149 to 135. But they took a lot of losses. They expended a lot of resources, and now massive score just went in for the side of Komai Esports, who now have taken the lead there.
Yeah, that's a tough one, but it has kind of just gone Komai's way after that push. 34 dunk here is a good effort from Hiyori, but the amount of resources that they had to use in that fight compared to one Unite move on the side of Komai Esports, it's just not a good economy for them, as they do need to farm these up now. I mean, Hiyori is trying their very best to break a couple of ankles, but that's an entire team of Komai that manages to find the KO.
Yeah, we're going to be looking to take down the Reggie Rock. Defense, special defense buffs now for 90 seconds there. That's exactly what you want for Komai going into this. They have a little bit of a lead. You have a nice buff in your pocket there. You have positional advantage into the pit there. This is something that INGAGE is now going to have to fight for because they are behind and they do know it.
Now, The ball is in the core of INGAGE. As you say, they are behind right now. They're the ones that have to make the play. Komai Esports just trying to get some good vision. That is a brilliant push from that Umbreon. Going to go get a 40 dunk and extend that lead even more, with that being 80. With the final scoring right now, Aslan manages to get some freezing on to get, but it ain't enough. Beam comes through from Nephil. The Mammoth Mash has to be used. They're trying to throw whatever they can, but they don't have the backup right now. Volto has been caught out as Gatlu cleans them up and Toast finds the KO. Again, another moment of unbroken team fights here. Komai Esports continues to push on to INGAGE, who are completely split up. Hiyori is nowhere near the fight.
Yeah, Hiyori was just gone. We were just fighting the birds in the bottom there. We just didn't want to. I don't know what we were doing, trying to get 13, trying to get some experience there. But yeah, INGAGE needed them there. They weren't. Now we're going to be looking to pick up some crucial KOs. We've lost more time. 273 to 169. A Hundo Burger won't even put us in the lead, despite the fact that we have it. But we have the look. The Revenant Ren could come through. The Triad Blitz comes in. We pick up the KO on Toast. Toast is gone. So is Aslan, though. But we find a Desu. That drop and dash is gone. Tanks are low. Gary is low. But we have another KO on Nephil.
This is so tough. Hiyori's going to go for the rip on the Kyogre, but of course it is the Mega Gyarados from Gatlu that is way too strong for anyone on INGAGE to deal with, and with Hiyori being taken out, that is effectively an ace as Komai Esports cleans up game 2. They will win this set with a 2-0 record, and coming up for their game later on in the day, if they do the same, they will overtake Peps for the second position in this league.
Yeah, absolutely. This is an exciting moment for Komai Esports, being able to come in, trying to take this down. Now it's just Peps. This is literally a fight for second place between these two teams. The stakes could not be higher for them there. But yeah, we had some sort of thing going on there with the INGAGE there. We had a little bit more fragmentation. They weren't able to come together at the end there, but we almost clutched it out. We did find an opportunity for Hiyori to flank the team from behind as Komai committed. We found some crucial KOs, but at that point, it was just too much time gone.